Hi, I'm Kishan Agrawal, the Group Vice President here with Oracle Application Labs at Oracle. Today, I'm going to share with you the story behind how we moved our own application suite to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. I'll discuss the strategy we adopted, the outcomes we achieved, and some of the lessons that we learned as we went through this journey. I hope you'll find this useful as you embark on your own transformation journey. Let me start with a brief introduction about the group itself. Oracle Application Labs is the IT group within Oracle that implements, operates, and manages all of the business applications that run Oracle. We are part of the application engineering organization, and part of our responsibilities is to be the proof point for our customer implementation. So we share feedback with our application engineering organization to drive improvement in the product. Within the organization, I have the responsibility for technology, infrastructure, operations, as well as the HCM pillar within Oracle. Now, to give you some context, let me share some of the numbers around our cloud implementation. We run a single Fusion or Oracle SaaS application where we have implemented all the pillars: ERP, HCM, supply chain, sales. This is the system that supports the global business that we do in 175 countries across the globe. When we close our books, we are dealing with an annual revenue of $42 billion. The self-service apps on the systems are used by 146,000 employees across the globe. And using this system, we serve 470,000 customers and partner with 40,000 suppliers. And it is this global platform onto which we observe 10 to 12 acquisitions per year. Today, Oracle is an end-to-end cloud company, and we run all of our enterprise applications and workload in cloud. We have implemented all of our business processes on Oracle SaaS or Fusion applications like enterprise resource planning, HCM, customer experience, and supply chain management. We also use Oracle Enterprise Performance Management Cloud for our financial reporting, and all of our SaaS suite or SaaS application, they run on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. We also run other type of workload like our analytics, data lake, integrations, custom apps, and other proprietary applications on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, as well as other autonomous services provided by Oracle. So today, we are a 100% cloud-only IT organization. So as Oracle transformed itself into a service company, we also needed an infrastructure platform that would enable us to innovate faster and meet the changing needs of our business. Earlier, when we were operating on-prem infrastructure, we were constrained by various challenges. I've listed some of those here, as you see on the left. Our pace of innovations are slow. We would have this longer yearly or quarterly upgrade cycles. Security was all manual. We had this fixed capacity where we will go through this annual planning and deployment and all to have our capacity worked out. And that's why our scalability options were very moderate. We'll not have the flexibility to scale up or scale out as needed. Most of our infrastructure provisioning were manual, where it will take months to build out a new system. And because of all of these, the reliability or uptime of our systems were good, but not great. When we moved to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, along with all the autonomous services, along with it, our pace of innovation went very fast. Now we are able to uptake or deploy new features and capabilities on day one. As soon as it comes out or released by Oracle, we are able to implement those. Security is always on by default. So when we provision a new service, all the security configurations and all those are by default applied. So we don't have to spend resources and time to go and reconfigure those. We have full elasticity and the dynamic scalability. So based on the workload, say quarter end workload or payroll, during payroll run, we can scale up and scale out based on the demand by our business. Most of the provisioning is automated. And this is not just the application stack, but to build out a new system from scratch, whether it is XR Data Cloud or any other component, is all automated and can be done in a few minutes. And due to all these advantages, we are able to achieve that 4.9 uptimes for some of our mission critical systems. Now, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure provided us some unique capabilities that help the IT group transform itself from very operational focus to become more innovation focused. Let's talk about some of those. First, of course, is the autonomous services, which like autonomous database or whether it's autonomous data warehouse or OLTP system, it patch itself, it tunes itself, it protect itself. So with all those self-driving capabilities, it eliminates day-to-day operational work, the patching and all those things for IT organization. Next, as I mentioned, security is always on. There is isolation at all layers, there are end-to-end encryption, but most importantly, when you provision a service, when you set up a system, all the default config for securities are turned on by default. So we don't have to then have IT team go and figure out what configuration needs to be changed, what hardening exercise we need to go through. All those are automatically done for us. Next, OCI comes with built-in telemetry, which provides a complete set of monitoring, management, and operator capabilities to manage all of our workload in OCI. Some services or many services comes with auto healing capabilities. So if something goes wrong, it auto detects and fixes that issue and also prevents that same issue from happening in the future. So it provides all those capabilities to the IT team to build automations around our observability. Finally, OCI provides the full framework, the whether it is APIs or SDKs, to build that continuous delivery paradigm for your entire stack, not just for the application, but for your entire stack, the storage, the compute, everything. So you can truly achieve that infrastructure as a code paradigm for your organization. Now, when we began our journey, we came up with this strategy, or we call it a transformation framework, to help as we wanted to transform our entire infrastructure deployment. This has 4 stages: envision, architect, engineer, and launch. And this is the framework that has been used by multiple organizations in Oracle, not just corporate application or systems, but for our SaaS applications, for our GBU applications, for our IT applications. So we use this framework to transform our infrastructure or move our entire application portfolio to cloud. So let's talk about this in detail. First step is Envision. This is where we establish the vision for where we want to go. We wanted to be a 100% cloud only company, as well as we wanted to transform all of our processes, like business process, to simplify those processes to provide that delightful experience to our end user, whether it's employee or customer. So that was our vision. So we align this vision with all of our stakeholders: product development team, business stakeholder, operations, finance. So we align on this strategy and establish that roadmaps and the milestone, how we will go about this, when we will achieve what. So we establish this vision and the roadmap as the first step. Next step is architect. This is when we prepared our organization for change, because it is not just a technical change, but it involves business process change, how we do change management, how we will operate in the cloud. So we prepared our organization for this change. It involved upskilling our existing resources, because some of the skills that we used to do, like patching a database or doing other manual work, will become obsolete when we move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So this is where we went through those, identifying what changes we need to do, both in terms of technology as well as our processes and people. And we started making those changes. And the next crucial step as part of this stage was designing that new systems. So for this, what we did is we moved some of the smaller and simpler applications to cloud, and we learned how to operate in the cloud. What were the various building blocks, how the networking will work, how the identity management will work. So we built and we went through some of these POCs to establish that foundation. The outcome was a set of blueprints and templates and architectural design, then that we could use across migrating rest of the application. In this, we also standardize on a set of practices. When we were on-prem or legacy systems, there was various different processes being adopted, how we do release engineering, how we do maintenance. So we looked at all of those and standardized all those into a one consistent process. Once we were done with this initial architectural and process definition, then we embark on our engineer phase. This is when we started developing the actual migration work, both on the technical side as well as business process side. How we will migrate large systems, which system will go to SaaS, how we will migrate the infrastructure, say database or compute and network. So we build whatever automation are needed for those, and we started moving application or system one by one to cloud, and we iterated on that. First iteration, we learn few things, we improve the process for the subsequent migration, and we continuously work on that. And this is where we also, as we moved our business applications also to SaaS, we did similar thing. We established the foundation by moving simpler apps, and then we started moving our bigger like core application like order management and AR and other core business processes also to cloud. And the final stage is launch. This is when we were ready to go live. We launched this new systems in the cloud. We work on any post go live activities and stabilization and all. And since then, we have been on this continuous optimization or improvement journey. Once we moved to cloud provided or has been providing us a lot of new capabilities, features, advanced capabilities in the system, and we have been continuously adopting those and improving our processes and our infrastructure. For Fusion SaaS, every quarter we get hundreds of new features. Similarly, on the infrastructure side, every few weeks we get new set of innovations and features for us to update. So we have been now on that continuous improvement journey to achieve that faster innovation cycle. Next, I want to talk about the outcome, what we have achieved with this transformation. First, with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and all the autonomous services has enabled us, the IT group, to deliver better and faster results to our business at lower cost. Here I'm sharing some numbers. We have been able to achieve at least 2x, but some cases we have achieved up to 10x performance improvement by moving to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. This is for systems where we moved some of the system we moved as is without any code change. We just moved to OCI. So we are seeing at least 2x improvement, but for some applications is even greater than that. And then at the same time, with all those automation and autonomous capabilities, we have been able to reduce our operational work by 30%, 35%. What that means is we are able to redirect this 35% capacity from operational work to do more innovation and high value add activities for the organization. And even with all this, the performance improvement, reduction in operational activities, we're able to do that with up to 40% cost savings, which accounts for the infrastructure cost, the subscription, the software. We are able to achieve 40% for some of our systems. With all this better performance and other innovation, it unlocks, OCI unlocks new possibilities for our business. Let me expand on this a little bit. The first, our business is able to deliver that exceptional experience to our user, both customers and employees, because we are able to achieve better uptime. Earlier, we used to have frequent and longer outages, which would disrupt business. But now, for our mission critical applications, we are able to achieve 4 nines uptime and with better performance. So it improves or increases the productivity for our employees as well as provide that delightful experience to our customer. Next, with its advanced and modern capabilities in OCI, it is enabling new capabilities for our business. For example, with AI and machine learning and bot services, the chatbot services or digital assistant, the business is able to provide a new kind of services and experience to our employees, where we are able to build recommendations and better insight and able to provide that modern experience to our users. With data lake, Oracle data analytics capability inside the database, as well as other advanced analytics capabilities, our business is able to gain new insight from all of our existing data, which is then helping them to come up with changes and improvement in our business processes itself, so that it becomes a continuous, like a feedback loop, where they gain insight and they're continuously able to improve all of our business processes. Finally, they're able to achieve faster time to value. Earlier, we would take months to build out a new system. If business decides to go deploy a new application or go live with something, it will take months for going through the procurement, build out of the servers, the full stacks installation and all. It will be months. But now we are able to deploy end-to-end systems within minutes, and those systems with the flexibility to respond to the changing needs of business. If they need more capacity, if there is a change, they need new features, we are able to respond. So business, the point moment they decide to with come up with a new go to market strategy or to deploy something new, we are able to respond really fast and give our business those systems and infrastructure to achieve their goals. And finally, autonomous database is a game changer for our IT infrastructure. It patches itself, it fixes itself, it tunes itself without any human involvement. So today at Oracle, we run several mission critical applications on autonomous database with zero system administration. It There is no human involvement, so there is no human error, and there is no manual operational overhead to maintain this system. It has been a complete game changer for us. Now I want to share some of the lesson we learned as we went through this journey. First, we adopted a coexistence strategy as a step towards that 100% to be at 100% cloud company. This helped us minimize the risk because we didn't want to take a big bang approach and move everything in one shot. So this gave us that we continue to have business continuity and no disruption to any of our major processes and all, and we incrementally move our systems to cloud. So we adopted this coexistence strategy. And one of the key thing for that success was we adopted a standard set of tools and processes to manage both our cloud infrastructure as well as our on-prem infrastructure. And also we design our solution with the end state in mind so that we don't have too many interim steps and throwaway work. So we had our end state in mind, and we did that. We went there in steps uh, without having to have go through too many iterations and throwaway work. The second, we prepared our organization for this change because this is not just a technology change. There's a process change. There are skills needed to operate in the cloud. There are things which will not no longer be relevant. Or, for example, the way we used to do release management, or the way we used to test, the way we used to build our integrations with our on-prem systems, all those needs to be changed. So this is not just a technology change, but complete mindset change uh, as you embark on this journey. And lastly, we took this opportunity to reimagine our existing processes. So we did not just take our existing processes and tools and all and move them as is. We were already operating like a global company with global processes and all, but we took this transformation as an opportunity to simplify our processes, standardize our processes. So we reimagine many of our existing processes rather than continue to have too many custom processes, country specific processes, or too many steps in our flows. So we reimagined and simplified those processes as we move to cloud. That's all I wanted to share today as we went through this transformation journey for our own company, where today we're running 100% of all of our applications and infrastructure in cloud. And we are now in this step of continuous improvement across the board. To know more about our case studies and other details, how we have gone through this transformation, I encourage you to visit our Oracle at Oracle site, which is oracle.com/Oracle at Oracle. Thank you for joining today.